Welcome to My Life on a GLP-1, the podcast where we dive into the unexpected, the surprising, and sometimes the downright weird world of these game-changing medications. I'm your host, Scott Johnson.
And I'm Sarah, your co-host and fellow traveller on this wild GLP-1 journey. Today we're talking about something that caught us completely off guard, how being on these medications might possibly be interacting with your body when you get COVID-19.
So Sarah, picture this. 5 years. 5 whole years of dodging COVID like I'm in some kind of medical matrix movie. Masks, hand sanitizer, avoiding crowds. I was basically a hermit with a social media account.
Oh no, I can already tell this story isn't going to end well for you.
Right? So there I am on vacation, feeling pretty confident about my streak. I walk into a grocery store, and this person, and I kid you not, unleashes what I can only describe as a volcanic sneeze. Like Mount Vesuvius had nothing on this person. No covering, no turning away, just pure biological warfare aimed directly at the produce section. I'm talking about a sneeze so powerful it doesn't matter. And of course, because the universe has a sense of humor, I'm standing there holding a bag of apples like some kind of fruit-wielding sitting duck.
A volcanic sneeze. That's unfortunately very descriptive. And let me guess, you were standing right in the blast radius?
Ground zero, Sarah. And sure enough, 3 days later, COVID finally found me. But here's the weird part, and this is where our GLP-1 story gets interesting. It was surprisingly mild, like annoyingly mild for someone who'd been preparing for the apocalypse for 5 years.
Okay, so initially you might think, well, that's just luck. But there's actually some fascinating research emerging about GLP-1 medications and COVID protection. Scott, tell our listeners what you found.
So I started digging, because you know me, I can't leave well enough alone. Turns out there are multiple studies showing that people taking GLP-1 medications like Mounjaro or Zepbound have significantly better outcomes when they get infections, including COVID. We're talking reduced mortality rates, lower hospitalization rates, less severe symptoms. One study I found showed up to a 33% reduction in COVID-related deaths among people taking these medications. Another found that the anti-inflammatory effects can reduce the cytokine storm that makes COVID so dangerous for some people. It's like having a secret weapon you didn't even know you were carrying.
And the science behind it actually makes sense when you think about it. These medications have anti-inflammatory effects, they improve metabolic health, and they seem to boost immune function. It's like they're secretly multitasking while we thought they were just handling blood sugar and appetite. The GLP-1 receptors are found throughout the body, in the brain, the gut, the pancreas, even in immune cells. So when you activate these pathways, you're not just affecting one system, you're creating this cascade of positive effects that can help your body handle all kinds of stresses, including infections.
Exactly. And in my case, I had some additional factors working in my favor. I'd lost 90 pounds on my GLP-1. My appetite was already suppressed, so I wasn't dealing with the typical, I can't taste anything, so I'll eat everything COVID response, and my cardiovascular health had dramatically improved. My blood pressure went from borderline high to completely normal, my resting heart rate dropped, and my energy levels were through the roof. It's like I accidentally built myself a better immune fortress while thinking I was just trying to lose weight. Plus, better sleep, less inflammation markers in my blood work, the whole package was working together.
But here's where we need to pump the brakes a little, folks. This doesn't mean GLP-1s are COVID treatments. They're not a replacement for vaccines, masks, or other prevention measures, and everyone's response is different. What worked for Scott might not work the same way for you. Your age, underlying health conditions, how long you've been on the medication, your overall fitness level, all of these factors play a role. What we're seeing is correlation, not causation. And while the research is promising, we're still learning about all the ways these medications work.
Absolutely. And there's a broader lesson here about overconfidence. I spent 5 years thinking I had this all figured out, and one volcanic sneeze later, I'm eating humble pie, though thankfully, not very much humble pie because, you know, appetite suppression.
Ha! Leave it to you to find the silver lining in reduced food cravings during illness. Speaking of silver linings, I want to encourage our listeners to pause what you are doing and go to your streaming service page of our podcast, and please leave us a 5-star review or a few words of encouragement and support. But back to this dreaded COVID, this is just another example of how these medications keep surprising us with benefits we never saw coming. Tell us, Scott, as we come to a wrap today, what infectious final advice do you want to share?
Well, my 5 year immunity streak eventually ended, as they all do. But thanks to the comprehensive health improvements from my GLP-1 therapy, crossing that finish line was far less dramatic than it might have been otherwise. Sometimes the best superpower is not avoiding challenges entirely, but being better prepared when they inevitably arrive. Before we close, I encourage all of our listeners to check out my website at mylifeonglp1.com for the latest articles and tips. And if you are an Amazon Kindle Unlimited user, you can read my book for free right now. Thanks for joining us. And remember, keep learning, keep questioning, and maybe stock up on some extra hand sanitizer just in case. The world of GLP-1 medications keeps surprising us, and we love sharing these discoveries with you. Stay safe, healthy, and keep on your path to a healthier you. And always remember to love your journey.